where the heck am I? And how on earth did I get here? What's going on? Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Andrew and today I'm up in Scotland. I'm up in Scotland for 3 days. I've got a total of 60 hours between night train journeys, of which about 27 of those hours will be daylight. I'm hoping to conduct 3 stages from Inverness down to Fort Augustus and then from Fort Augustus down to Fort William, with a middle stage where I'm just going to investigate some of the trails of the Highland 550. I've got a few days available to me and I thought I'd come out on a mini adventure, come up to Scotland this time, and I thought I'd utilise the overnight Caledonian sleeper. Not done that before, so I booked my ticket and made my way down to London. It was a bit of a rush. I only just caught the train, and then I was informed that because of the storms that we've just had, Storm Corrie and Storm Malik, there was going to be no onward train from Edinburgh, so the train was going to stop at Edinburgh and we're going to all have to get out and get onto a coach. So at 5 o'clock in the morning we made it to Edinburgh, all got off the train and loaded the bike onto the coach. Had a very disruptive night's sleep both on the train and the coach. I eventually made it to Inverness at about 8:30 yesterday, and then I was ready to set off to Fort Augustus. So, in answer to my initial question, where am I and how did I get here, let's have a look at stage 1, which was yesterday. I just got off the coach and had a bite to eat at McDonald's, and now I've got about a 65-kilometre ride ahead of me. Well, it's a blustery old morning. Storm Malik and Corrie have just been blowing their way through Scotland. Quite a lot of disruptions on the trains. So the plan, as it first started, was to do 3 stages. The first stage from Inverness down to Fort Augustus. Then I'm going to have a day exploring the Highland 550 trail. The last day, stage 3, will be from Fort Augustus down to Fort William. But with the effect of the weather, I think I'm probably going to have to revise my plans for that middle section. Strong winds today, up to 40 miles per hour, and rain consistently on and off throughout the day. I'm on the banks of the River Ness at the moment, and it was only about 1.5 kilometres from the centre of Inverness. I got this lovely cycleway. In fact, it feeds into the Sustrans Way 78, which is part of the Caledonian Way, and it goes all the way down from Inverness to Campbelltown. But I'm only going to be doing the Great Glen portion of it, so I'll be catching the overnight sleeper train back to London from Fort William. The clock is running, people. Let's see how I get on. Just as you cross the bridge coming out of Inverness, you follow what is known as General Wade's Military Road, and I'll tell you more about him a bit later on. He plays quite a significant part in some of the road development in Scotland. I've planned the trip so that I'm completely self-sufficient for the next 3 days. I've got all my food in my frame bag, so hopefully, apart from water, I won't have to have any form of resupply. That's the plan anyway. For the water situation, I've got myself a Life Straw water bottle, which means that I can scoop the water out of one of the locks, basically drink it straight away through the Life Straw. I've also brought my little water filter when I need to sort of get a little bit more water for cooking in the evening. So hopefully I'll show you my water drinking solutions a bit later on. The Great Glen is actually a type of rift valley. It's a fault line between two plate tectonics.
The Great Glen is a strike slip fault, and it measures 127 kilometres or 79 miles coast to coast, splitting the highland region from the Grampian mountain range.
And that split in the plates caused the rift, and it's almost like a straight line from Inverness all the way down to Fort William.
The Great Glen fault was formed with the collision between the Laurentia and the Baltic tectonic plates at the end of the Silurian and early Devonian periods, about 430 to 390 million years ago. Over the centuries, it has formed a natural main communication link, and it now provides for the Caledonian Canal, the main A82 road, disused railways, long distance foot and cycleways.
Scotland's own Rift Valley. Foyers, the old Foyers police house. Just arrived at Foyers and now got a bit of a climb. I'm going up that hill there where that car's just coming down, but there's a prospect of a cafe at the top, the Waterfall Cafe. Let's just hope it's open. Well, the good news is the cafe's open, so I'm popping in for a cheese toastie and a coffee. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, nice selection of cakes, gosh. Very tempting. It's 12 o'clock, I've been going for about 3 hours. Just going to check the route. Don't know if you can see that, there's Loch Ness. That's where I am. And I've come down from Inverness, heading down that way, just over halfway I think, so not bad going, but there is quite a big climb coming up. That climb there, yeah, there we go, from there, climbing up there, up to the old General Wade's military road. That was a lovely cafe stop. Oh, I hope you don't think I'm cheating. My self-sufficiency didn't last very long, did it? But there's an old saying in aviation that you should never pass up fuel. And I suppose that translates into the cycling world as never pass up food. I am completely self-sufficient, but at this time of year, I wasn't quite sure how many of the cafes would be open. It's the 1st of February, and you know, what with the effect of the storms over the last couple of days, you're never quite certain what will be open. Well, at least I'm preserving all my rations for the next few days, and I think with the amount of effort that I'm going to be putting in, I'll probably be burning up a lot of calories. So yeah, if there's a cafe opportunity, I'm going to take it. Oh, the sun's coming out. What's going on? Brilliant. This is a bit of a steep climb straight out of the cafe, and I'm climbing up to the military road before dropping down towards Fort Augustus. But I won't be going all the way down into the village. I'll be cutting short. Oh, by the way, I've got a new saddlebag. It's a TOPEAK back loader. They do a front loader and a mid loader, which corresponds to the handlebar bag, frame bag and the saddlebag. And they do the back loader in a 6, 10 and 15 litre option. I bought this from Tweaks Cycles. It's the 10 litre version. You can get it in black or kind of olive green, and this was the cheapest one. I paid £34 for it, so quite happy with that. The old saddlebag was getting a little bit tatty and worn, and I also liked the little netting that they've got on the top of that for the elastic. So if you want to take off your waterproof, you can just stow it on top of the saddlebag, and a little place for hanging a rear light. And I'll also let you know how it performs at the end of the 3 days. Just come up here. Go down there. Oh my god, it's windy up here. Oh my goodness, slow going. So this is the little viewing point. Nose is running. It's not too cold, just very windy, blustery. My bike keeps getting caught by the wind and getting blown over to the edge. Anyway, so let's just have a last look before I make my descent. What can you see from here? Not a lot. So over there, that's Loch Ness. Down there, that's the military road I just came up. Wow, that wind. Going down that way, that's Fort Augustus down the hill. Cool, that wind is really strong. Right, let's get off this hill. Turned off the road up the final ascent towards my bivvy stop for the night. Oh gosh, it's steep. I've done about 52 kilometres and I've climbed 750 metres so far. I've got about 7 or 8 kilometres to go with another, I don't know, 400 to 500 metres worth of climbing. It's a proper sting in the tail. Welcome to the Hurt Locker. I think Strava and Map My Ride are grading this as a category 1 climb. It's hard enough on a bike, let alone with all these bags and overnight kit. I've got a couple of hours to get up here and then take stock. See where I'm at. I think that's the best the best idea. Anyway, onward and upward. I've just ascended 1,000 meters for the day. Oh, I can see the zigzag ahead, still quite a bit to do. And looking over to the right, there's even a little bit of snow. Very, very isolated. You don't want to be having an accident up here alone. Just had a quick look at the map and it said 2 kilometers of climbing and then crest that ridge and about a K drop down the other side towards the reservoir. It's very difficult to assess distance. There's no points of reference, there's no buildings or trees, nothing to sort of gauge a size. So it's really difficult. You just have to go on a kind of sense and it feels like a long way. Zigzagging all over the place. It only gets better. Nice though. Bonafide snow, folks. When will it end? Made it to the summit. My God, it's windy. I'm going to just push on because I've got to get out of this wind. Short descent now. It's a shame the visibility's dropped. Can't really see the windmills. Snow and wind. Oh my goodness me. Temperature's really dropped. It's cold. I'm pretty bruised and knackered, to be honest. Climbed 1,300 meters. Oh my goodness, hardly moving. Just dropped off the crest a little bit and I think I've seen the eagle that I want to get to, but there's no track to it, so I'm going to have to get off the bike and push. It's just over there, a couple of 100 meters, I hope. I hope that's what I saw. Well, here it is, folks. Made it to the eagle. The Eagle of Glen Doe. It's a really fabulous statue. I hope it was worth it. Expended a lot of energy. Bit surprising that there's no actual footpath up to the eagle. So the last couple of 100 meters I had to push the bike over the rocks. Yeah, pretty hard going. There's a plaque just over there and it says that this statue was put up as a means of thanks to all the men and women that constructed this. It's down over here. Wow, it's windy, super windy.